Welcome back everyone, Zeke Morgan here for episode 3 in this Let's Play series of the Night Story mode For Honor. Hopefully you've enjoyed the previous episodes so far, and if you haven't seen them, please check them out on the playlist. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, and leave any comment suggestions or feedback you have in the comment section below.
It is the silent blade that keeps the peace. But when wars rage, a peacekeeper's work is never done. Quick, therefore, they can win a fight before their enemy even knows they are there. Dancers of death, with dual blades for dancing partners. What they know can destroy legends.
I gotta say that Mercy sounds like a badass.
Our army needed passage. The Warborn can be creative when they want to be.
Okie dokie, so with this we've got to sort of sneak into the base there and try and take down as many people as we can. Well, I don't think that's really our objective, but sneak into the base is. Knowing my luck, I'm not going to pull any punches, and we're definitely going to try and get those twisting blades. That looked pretty cool, I will admit. So, some heroes don't have a default stance, so Mercy doesn't have a default stance. First after a short while. Ah, that's pretty weird. Okie dokie. So of course with the neutral stance, if someone hits me though, I will have to learn to block quite quickly. It seems to be a lot of, I was going to say Vikings, but they don't really look like Vikings. I'm not really too sure. We got one of our observables, one of 10, straight away there. And Mercy seems a lot more agile than some of the other heroes that we've used. She definitely looks more badass with the twin swords. But you never know. Just taking a brief moment there. Got another observable there. Fantastic.
He should have sent me. Apollyon asked me to clear the way, so of course I obeyed.
Okay. And of course, there's always 3 people when you don't want to engage in a fight. I'm gonna have to take them down as they come at me. Whoa, dodge that one quite nicely. So of course we are playing this on normal, as with all our other videos in this Let's Play series. And we've got the regain the health feat as well. Of course, one of the things that you can do is lock onto enemies and utilize either the light attack or the heavy attack to do sort of the drop down assassination, for want of a better word, because you end up killing them all the time. And there's nothing down there, and we're regaining health quite nicely there. So whenever there's enemies, always rush into them. I always find out the shock and awe tactic is the best, apart from when they surround you and you're slowly running out of stamina. Nope, I am not getting trapped on the ice again. We did that in the last episode, and I've really hated frozen lakes since. Just noting, I've just walked into a dead end. But it seems like the enemies don't want to follow me just yet, so that's going to work to my advantage. Of course, showboating never comes in handy, especially with me playing as Mercy. Or indeed, me at any stage. Make sure that they don't surround you as well. Of course, you've got to be careful with that. That was a very nice dodge by that sort of berserker enemy there. It's very cool, and so far we haven't managed to see any of Mercy's executions, but I'll definitely see what I can do. Okay, so I've just worked out you really do have to time your blocks and counters perfectly with Mercy. Especially because of her neutral stance. Just got to be very careful of that. Of course, trying to teach us the moveset as they go along, so we know how to sort of use their attacks effectively. And it is very nice to see that even in the story mode, you will come across other combatants, other enemies on the battlefield that will basically be the other heroes that you have in the actual multiplayer, so it's always good that you're sort of getting a feel for how they fight, how they move, and sort of their attacks even before you even go into multiplayer, which I think is a great little choice there. And I was definitely trying to dice him up a little bit too far away then. I think he's got some debuff there. And we had a chance there to get one of our execution kills, but unfortunately we decided not to take it, just because we had the other enemy right next to us. I was a little bit worried he was going to attack us and break it. Of course, if you do get attacked during your execution, or your honourable kill, as they are called, it will stop you and you won't get the health benefits from that. But let's see if we might be able to sneak one in within the next few enemies. Of course, we do have a couple just on this ledge. And of course, with most enemies, when they put me right next to a ledge, that really does make me want to just push them off as much as I can. I was very lucky to get that attack in while the enemy was doing a heavy attack. Yeah, being quite sneaky there, utilising the dashes and the dodges. I'm doing really bad at blocking with Mercy. Oh, there we go, just got the attack as the enemy hit me as well. So it seems like one of her passive skills there is the constant regeneration, which I'm not going to complain about, because that has saved my life quite a lot. There we go, finally got the dodge, or the counter of that, and just knock them off the edge. So unfortunately that didn't kill them, but we get the nice drop down assassination, which did hurt me quite a bit, so I'm kind of glad that Mercy has this passive regeneration, because that's coming in quite handy. And I don't know why I'm trying to kill everyone. I don't need to. I just sort of feel the need to. So in a way it's not needed for the story, but I'm just doing it because I always have. That was a very weird sort of throw there. Mercy pretty much just jumped on top of him, and I've somehow managed to not necessarily glitch the enemy there, but he's definitely stuck somewhere, and I think I'm just going to leave him there. If he can't attack me, he can't hurt me, so that's nothing to worry about. So we can't be that far to the outpost. Well, I hope not anyway. And of course, as we continue through this campaign, the enemies are getting a little bit harder. We can't defeat them as easily as we had done previously. God, I'm doing really badly with these sort of dodges and with the counters. To be honest, Mercy's neutral stance, I think I'm gonna definitely have to get used to it. She's more of a sort of agile and quick, quick fighter, getting in and out of there as quickly as possible. And as you can see, one of her executions there just lopped off the head with the twin daggers, or twin sword, shall I say. So it's very, very handy. Gotta say, she seems like a badass.
Like us, most of the Vikings don't even
Fourth
know
observable
their
then
own
taken, so we're just going to head up the path there. And of course, all the enemies just probably chatting and having a nice time around a campfire. But us being our terrible knight, not necessarily a terrible knight, we've been quite a good knight, but us being a knight of the realm, trying to get into this outpost, we're just going to completely, oof, that was nasty, disrupt their conversation and just kill them as quickly as possible. And it seems like one of Mercy's attacks does do bleeding damage, so that's definitely a good thing to know. That might come in handy online, or facing maybe a boss if we have to deal with him. Make sure that I'm not running straight into the fire, otherwise that would be really stupid. As you can see, we are almost there to the outpost, if I didn't take a wrong turning. So that didn't really help much. But the only good thing is, even with my wrong turning, we've regained some of that lost health that we had. So that's not all that bad, and we've got 5. I count 5 enemies there. I think in this case, I'm not going to attack them all. That would definitely be a losing battle. Got the 5th observable there, so we're halfway through our observables. So far, I don't think I've had a story mission where I've actually got them all. And with that, we're just going to sneak behind the enemies, and looks like we are almost to that outpost. Got some breakables then, just behind that enemy. And of course, a fire that might come in handy to burn one of these enemies. Maybe. Not too sure. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Just burning him quite nicely, so he's going to take a little bit of damage over time, which is always handy. And burn this one. He's on fire with passionate love. So a bit exhausted. She does seem to be getting her stamina back quite quickly, so that's always nice to see. And there we have it. Mercy's other execution. And that was a great finisher there. The breakable. So we've got 3 of 5, so we've only got 2 left there. And we found some steel, which can be used to upgrade things with your character. And we are now at the outpost. Assassination. Gotta love that one. 6th observable just there. Maybe this might be the one mission that I actually get all the observables. You never know. Oh, and this definitely seems like a bad place to be. That seems to be like some kind of meeting call.
I need to be careful here.
And I think I'm just going to leave that guy there and just carry on round. Obviously, we want to sabotage the counterweights now, sabotage the mechanisms, but of course we got to be careful. Just stab their enemy in the sides, they're going to take bleeding damage, and that eventually finishes them off. I'm not going to explore around these, I'm just going to hurry up and sabotage these things. Seems like they left a nice handy pike right next to the mechanisms, clearly bad judgment on their part. Though it does seem like a really weird way to sabotage them, because all that they really need to do is just pull out the pike, and then it would no longer be sabotaged. Who knows? But what we want to do is just take care of these enemies as quickly as possible, just to make sure that they're not attacking us during our sabotaging efforts. I don't know what the correct terminology is for it. Obviously, if we can sabotage this, and we got another observable right in front of us there, so that would be observable 7 of 10. For some reason, I don't think it quite counted our interaction with that. I'm going to leave that enemy there, probably just to mull over the fact that we've managed to sneak in and destroy both those counterweights. Stab this enemy in the side, so it's taken slow bleeding damage, which is always nice. We're quite exhausted, and I definitely think this enemy's going to be coming down with a mercy execution, I definitely think. So, there we go. And a fantastic execution there. So just gonna go ahead and activate the elevator. Whee! That's definitely one way to get out. So, okay, just learned something. That was a good sabotage effort that we did, because clearly they ain't going to
Path's clear.
secure that one anymore.
Don't encourage her.
And all the rest of the people in the encampment just quite happily sitting down and waiting for us. Clearly they don't need to do anything, I'll just destroy everything in my own right. And of course, as you can see, we've had a story level up then. We've got level 8 and level 9, so that's absolutely fantastic to see. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video so far. I am just going to go ahead and do the next episode. Of course, if you enjoy it, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe to show your appreciation.
My goal. For too long, the true warriors among the Vikings had been held back by the chains of social bonds, of kin, of law. Now we would knock down their gate and return their world to its rightful order.
So we got then episode 1.6, Wolves Amongst Sheep. It looks like we're taking the fight to them.
I had questions. Master, why this fortress? It looks like it's just a storehouse.
It is? And that's why we're here. These barbarians. They seem like they're good people. They embrace each other like they were all kin. But that is all a lie. When night falls, they stab each other with their knives. If there are wolves among them, should we not set them free?
Now I had new questions. Ones that were much
Okay.
harder to answer.
So I gotta say, that probably left me with more questions than answers.
Catapults! Keep the ram moving!
It's like, forward, men of Gondor!
It's a death sentence.
So it does look like we're going to have to defend this ramp, kill the enemies attacking the ram, of course. Hold a minute, just dealing with this. Of course, we are back to playing as the Warden that we did at the start of the campaign. So we're going to know his moveset a lot more easier than all the others. I think that's really stupid that clearly I'm just completely lost how to block and dodge and parry there. So I think the only way that I can redeem myself is with that nice execution there, taking off that enemy's head. Seems like the enemy does have some siege weapons there, so we got to be careful to stay out of their reach and make sure that we're not being destroyed by that. Of course, the only good thing about it is it does outline where the attacks for those siege weapons are going, the big red circles on the floor. And of course the ram was hit. I was hoping maybe I could push that guy back into it. So what I want to do is just quickly get back to the ram. Oh yep, definitely the ram's being hit there. I really suck at my job, gotta admit. So another second execution there, nicely done. And of course it does appear that the ram will carry on going even when I'm with it or not with it. As long as it's not getting attacked, it will keep moving. Of course we can see the gate there in the far distance that we have to potentially get it to. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kill a couple of enemies just in front of us, trying to keep these enemies off the ram as much as possible. Seems like that was just a flurry of attacks by both me and the enemies that weren't hitting us at all. And I've sort of got exhausted, so it's going to give the enemy a little bit of a free attack there while I get my stamina up. I've got to say that's the one attack that I absolutely hate from those Viking berserkers. It's like the samurai's sweeping advance, or like a throw, but they basically carry you for quite a large amount of time there, and you can't do anything to get out of it. So another execution there. I've got to say, I've really changed my mind on the knights. I definitely think health and safety would have had a field day had they been around in medieval times. Just for the amount of times that I've seen this warden grasp the blade of his longsword and swing the handle at someone. I'm not saying that in the middle of a battlefield you wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't risk destroying my hands that I would need to use the sword in a stupid attack like that. So it is contested, so we do have an enemy at some stage of the ram, and he's just around the other side. And the ram will not move while there's an enemy here. As one of these, I don't know what these ones are called. I want to say like Valkyries, but I know they're called something completely different. but I really hate them. They have the spear and the shield combo. There we go. Seems like I'm just trying my best to attack the shields, and unfortunately one of their own siege weapons gets turned against them and complete and utterly destroys that enemy. So I've got to say, that was brilliant to see. I'm never going to complain when I don't have to kill an enemy and the AI does it for me. So just quickly making short work of the enemy's soldiers. Of course, the sort of lowest of the low soldiers that don't hurt us at all. Just gonna stand by, get the one observable. Of course, we probably have missed quite a few on our way through at the minute, but I don't really care. We've got now the berserkers with the twin axes, which is quite good because even our AI companion there is being helpful. Get the parry, leave him dazed, and finish it off with an execution. I seem to have an arrow in me, and now it's gone. Okay. Gotta say, how much time was taken to do that battering ram motif? Looks really cool, I will admit, but don't think it would be overtly practical. Just got one more enemy to deal with. Seems like we're almost there. Battering ram did take a little bit of damage. Can I just deal with these archers? For no reason, just because I don't like archers. And there we go, just attack him as much as possible. It seems like someone has got near the ram. So I'm just going to quickly get on this and contest it. Of course I am really exhausted, so this is going to be a great sort of attempt now. Got plenty of AIs with us then. We've got the two knights either side. End it with an execution, but unfortunately attacked by the berserker just before I finished it off, so I'm not overly too sure that I got all the health benefits, but luckily managed to end his in an execution as well, so that is absolutely fantastic. So we are coming very close now to the end of that. We've got an observable just in front of us there. For some reason it didn't want to tell me that I actually picked it. There we go. So we're a couple of feet, and again the archer's got me. The arrow disappears. We are so close now. You can almost taste the gate. See these feats and the renowns that we can use. It's always quite handy. Gives a nice new element of the hack and slash, which is quite cool. Gotta say, this battering ram moves like a sack of potatoes. Really slowly there, guys, but of course it is a ginormous battering ram, which I'm not going to complain about. Oops. Okay. One of the people just pushing it just took an arrow straight to their chest and died instantaneously. But hey, war never changes at the end of the day, so who really cares? Take down that and get a checkpoint, so that's absolutely fantastic. And we need to protect the zone soldiers. That seemed to go quite well. And even though no verbal words were spoken, you can almost imagine that dialogue. My character, the warden, going, why isn't my winch working? And the soldier being like, there's a big, giant javelin stuck in the top. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll go fix that. So it does appear now that we're going to have to fight this guy and have a duel on top of a battering ram. Never thought I would have to do that, but I believe it's time to duel. You have to defeat Gudmundr. Hopefully I said that right. Not entirely too sure, but Gudmundr seems to be kicking my butt so far. Wow, he really does. I was not kidding. Completely and utterly exhausted, and he's already got quite a few attacks on me. Managed to chuck my smoke bomb, so he's a little bit dazed and confused, utilizing that momentarily discombobulation to get some attacks of our own. Regain my health. That was a new attack we hadn't seen before, it's jumping attack. And damn, I tried to dodge around him and ended up getting a hit for my efforts. Of course, I can't seem to chuck him off the ram, so that unfortunately gets rid of that. That jumping attack of Gudmunder's is really difficult, actually. Does help that I'm fighting like an idiot. Wow. Gudmunder's going to definitely be a difficult enemy to destroy, even attacking us as we turn our back. A little sneaky person. Whoa. It's nice that you can combat roll out of situations and avoid enemy attacks. Did seem to manage to hurt him enough to engage the checkpoint and break through, and amazingly my character isn't dead after all of that. Just been slashed quite a few times and chucked through a gate and rolled down a battering ram. Hello, Apollyon. I'm so sorry I was laying down on the job. But did you see my entrance? I think it was a great entrance, to be honest.
We were in. That spelled doom
There we go.
for the Vikings.
For some reason it wasn't letting me click that straight away.
Why we came in the first
So we now need to reach the inner gate, the sanctuary, the inner keep of this arena. And this does seem to be like a heavily populated area. So I don't know what we're here for, and I don't think I really care. It does appear like we've got an observable just above this guy, but I think I shouldn't really be paying too much attention to this, because this guy's going to take me down! Oh, luckily I managed to get out of that fight. And of course I'll be doing the execution to regain a little bit more health there. Oof, that was difficult, I've got to say. There we go, got 4 out of 10 observables in this area. I'm not entirely too sure where this inner gate is. It does help when there's a objective marker on my screen, and I still say that. Ooh, plenty of enemies for me to destroy, which is always fantastic to see. I'm just cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. But even the small soldiers can take your health down, so we've got to be very careful. Still looking for those breakables as well, and it does appear like there is some coming up. Gonna take that just momentarily. Lull in the battle, just to regain health. We've got 1 of 5, so I don't think we're gonna get all 5 in this particular mission, but who knows. Let's try and avoid as many enemies as we possibly can. Oh, and of course it had to be one with the shield, didn't it? They seem to have quite a lot of stamina, and their attacks don't seem to take down their stamina bar that much. I think whenever I see one of these I'm definitely going to try and end it in an execution, just to get my frustrations out on the enemy. We got another observable right there. Quite a lot of fire being floated about, and small breakables on the side. The enemy's probably like, why aren't they attacking me? Why are they breaking our ceramic pots? Seems like there's some kind of walkway there, some kind of bridge. I was hoping that maybe the enemy might come towards me and then I could just chuck him off. But clearly not. Clearly I didn't want to play ball, and I don't think that would have actually hurt it anyway.
There's no garrison here.
Ah, we've got Gudmunder here. Oh. That is so cheating. Can't fight in your own battles, so you're sending in dogs. Or, like, wolves. For any of you that play Warhammer 40k, don't they seem like a bit like Fenrisian wolves for the Space Wolves chapter? That's what I'm thinking they look like. Okay, so it appears like I'm going to have to deal with the wolves first, otherwise This is going to definitely be a one-sided battle, and even though it pains me to attack them, I think that is the only way I'm going to be able to get Gudmundr and take him down. But luckily it isn't that difficult. Just get the external guard up and just aim straight for them as I tended to do in that particular stage. Getting close with the guard break, do a couple of heavy attacks on Gudmundr. Whoa, dodge his follow-up attacks. And let's take this as slow and steady as we possibly can. He's got that nice 1-2 hit combo there. Basically dazes us, uses the unblockable attack, and of course calls in more wolves. Terrible. Wow. Remind me, if I get to play as him online, to definitely do it. Let's hide him behind his shield like a coward, so we're gonna go ahead and attack him as much as possible. I don't even know what this feat does, but it probably looks so silly activating that. There we go. Guard break, heavy attacks. That's one way of doing it. It's like, no sir, we must retreat. Coward! So new mission objective, reach the central hall. So we're gonna fight our way up there and hopefully take down Gudmundr on his own doorstep. So these seem like quite easy enemies to defeat after our fierce battle with Gudmundr. I gotta say, he's definitely one of the hardest sectional bosses that we've encountered in the Knights campaign. Definitely say I haven't enjoyed fighting him, but of course there is still more to be done. Seems like we've burnt everything, so I feel a bit bad. It's so regretful. Bit ashamed to be the Knights. We've really forsaken our vows. Just burnt homes and destroyed villages. And for what? Take down Gudmundr? Hopefully there weren't people inside that. And that is the look of a broken man. But of course, me being a honourable warden, I would never attack a unarmed opponent. Defeat me, Gudmundr, and go free. I don't know if I can actually say that, but hey, go on then. You defeat me, Gudmundr, I'll let you go free. You can walk through the army, a free man, and live to fight another day. Damn, and he starts off swinging. Gotta love that. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea. Maybe I should have attacked him when he wasn't looking. Whoa, he's activated revenge mode, so I definitely know best to stay out of his hair as much as possible. Of course, with revenge mode, you can activate it when your opponent is just about to attack. He wanted to give me a hug. How nice. Thank you, Gudmundr. I'm still going to defeat you as much and as quickly as possible. Even though your hug was absolutely lovely there, Gudmundr, I don't want to have to repeat that. I definitely think maybe the other soldiers in our army might start talking about us. You know, fraternization with the enemy is probably a bad offense. And there we go, we've taken you down there. How are we going to finish off Gudmundr?
You fought well.
To hell with you.
Well, that's not very nice. Yep, definitely seems like we're burning homes there. It's not very honourable. Hi, Mercy.
Mercy. Why are we here? I think you know.
Famine. This place houses their seed grain. There will be no new harvest. By winter, they will be killing each other over what little food is left.
Oh.
I took an oath to fight for peace.
Oh, so we're really an oath breaker.
So did you. All of you.
Now don't I feel bad. This was all about famine and starving out the enemy. Good war tactic, however, I didn't really want to be part of that. Is that our supplies? Their supplies? I don't know.
Hey. This food. Why are we not burning it all?
What do you imagine the clans would do if we burned it all?
They'd starve. Die.
They would unite. But leave them scraps. Just enough for 2, maybe 3 clans. They will fight each other over what remains. The wolves among them will rise. We're not here to kill them. We are here to teach them who they are. To set them free. Time to go home. It did not take long for my lesson to spread across the whole of Valkenheim. But in the following winter, a lone raider rose among the clan known as the Warborn. That raider set out to reunite their people.
So there we have it. That is the end of the Knights campaign. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for Chapter 2 of the Viking story. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day.